Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Life in Oman now. So, as you know, lately I've started trying to go fish, right? In my backyard here, whatever fish I get nowadays, I don't throw it, I just come and bury it there. Last night, day before I came and dug and I saw some maggots. And honestly, like I say, I'm new. So I'm like, why would fish eat maggots, right? They come from the fish, you know. Well, I didn't know the whole process of maggots, so I just went on YouTube and start, watching videos and see how people are harvesting them. At the same time, I was reading all about them, the different types of flies. I'm not gonna get deep into it. It's just that I decided maybe I want to grow my own maggots for fishing purposes. So we have multiple of this. I'm sure my wife is not going to be happy for me to use this. So I'm going to use one of these deals here, and I'm going to use this coconut fiber, which is basically compressed. So what I'll do is I will put a little bit of it inside here with water, and that will sort of bring it to life. In the sense, it will give it some volume, and the purpose is just to create humidity inside there. And then I'll throw in the fish, right? I'll throw in the fish, and above, before I throw in the fish, I will put some paper towel, okay? I'll put paper towels and then the fish on top of it. So then I will not completely close this. I'll close it a certain way so that the flies can get in. And once the flies are in and lay their eggs, and then the larva comes out, and that's what our maggots are, right? And before they become pupa to become flies, we go and fish it. So this is supposed to take 48 hours in most places. Oman is hot, even now in winter. We are in 30s centigrade, so this should take no more than the stipulated time. So I'm not going to put too much of that underneath, because I want to be able to fish them out whenever I come back to it, and I don't want too much space. So I've just got a tad bit of that, and I'm gonna add water to it. Now today I went to the beach and got a few fish. So what I want to do with this fish, this is what I'm gonna use for getting larvae from, and we'll see a little bit more of that in a minute. All right, so we got that bucket there. We're gonna put a little bit of water, and at this point, let's say I put too much water, it's not gonna be a problem, because I have stuff to add to it, right? So I have water now, and wow, this is unbelievable. They say it expands, and it didn't take seconds. It's already like doubled in volume and drank all that water. I was talking about if I put too much water, I'm not worried, I'll add some more of this. It wasn't too much water. Wow. Again, all that water is taken. This thing has tripled in volume, so I'll just keep it there. And I see it's wet enough, so I think I'm happy with that wetness. But probably, yeah, that's it. Flies are already here, tiny flies. So we're gonna get this paper towel that I'm gonna put right on top of that. A couple of layers. Maybe I'll be able to use it later to fish out the stuff. Okay, and now we got our little fishes, right? We're just simply gonna toss them all in there. Yeah, we got all our fish inside there. And now we're gonna let the flies come and do their thing. Let's see what's inside. See those fish? So that's what I'm talking about. So we're just gonna nicely lay them all over and expect that in 48 hours, these are gonna be maggots. I'm gonna come and take a couple of videos later to see what it looks like. So that's what we're talking about, all right? Now, like I say, I will cover this, but I'll leave the lid a little bit open like that. Okay, and I'll put some weight so that the cats don't get to eat. With that said, we'll come back and take a look at it a little bit later and see what's happened. All right, folks, it's been 2 minutes or less. Look at this. Look at the houseflies. They're all over this thing. Okay, they are all over. They're trying to figure out the smell and trying to get in. Okay, so it won't be time before we have houseflies all over the place and going in and laying the egg. There's one already inside there, and I'm telling you, it's not even 3 minutes. He's already in there. You can see him there. He or she, I don't know, is going to lay eggs, so I guess it's a she, right? So that's it. They smell money. All right, so we'll come back in about 3 hours and see what's happened. I'm expecting some larger flies, when I come back. So this is where I've chosen to keep it, in my garden, and I put a brick there, so if the cats get to it, then they deserve it. And there's a hole that's big enough for different size flies to get into this place. And that's it. Exciting. It's already stinking out here. We'll see how this goes. All right, at 8:47 this morning, I made my video and I kept this out. And now it is 1:30 or so. So I just got close here and I've seen quite a few flies. As I'm getting close, they're flying away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just spray it a little bit with water, just in case it was too dry, and then we'll just continue from there. I saw big flies. I know there are flies. Why? Because I can see right on the next here there's a spider. See the spider that acts to be like a fly? It looks like a fly, and that will actually eat those flies, same size. All right, so we're work in progress. We just got a little bit of time, and then by day after tomorrow, so today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I should see some larvae, or as we call them, maggots. Actually, there are flies inside because I was going to spray, like I say, but if I was to open this, yeah, I just saw flies coming out. So flies are happy with it. Fantastic. So I've done a slight modification. I've opened the lid, put a tile piece here. We still have a big hole for flies to go in. I've got a rock sitting up here, or an old broken brick, to just keep away the cats and stuff. And as you can see, there's activity. Flies are all happy about it. And the smell is also pretty good. See those flies? That's all we want. These are just mere house flies. I haven't seen those big ones yet. Hopefully they will also come between today and tomorrow. Hey, what's up, y'all? So it is day 2. So yesterday morning I put this fish, and today is the second day. The place just stinks. The place stinks. Let's see what it looks like. So take out the big rock. Whoa, look at them flies coming out. Look at them flies coming out. And I'm seeing different varieties of flies now. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This place is full of flies. Full of flies. I can see some eggs. I cannot really zoom in, but I can see some eggs there already. So I'm gonna just tiny bit water this because we're in a hot area. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not, but there's a little bit of water there, and we're gonna leave this until this afternoon. This afternoon I'm gonna close it. Look at this flies. This is what I was expecting, you know, these green things here. So I wanted to get some big maggots. Okay, so I think we're doing good. Look at all them flies. Ha ha ha. All right, so we're gonna keep this there. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want it to fall. Still leave a little bit of an opening there, and put a rock so that the cats don't get here. And then there's a big opening, big enough for flies to go in. So this afternoon we'll come and take a look, and we will close it, completely seal it. So just for your information, what gave me this idea before I started going on internet and looking is that I brought fish before, and I just simply buried them in this location. And so I came and dug, and I saw, because I came to throw other fruits and stuff, and I saw maggots, and I said, well, we could use maggots for fishing. And so you can see now ants are coming and digging to go in there, and so the maggots are inside doing their job. But the maggots I found here were very small, so I wanted to actually breed something, because that happened underground, so the flies had no choice. So putting them up here, flies have a choice to get inside, big flies, and so that's what I'm looking for. So I decided I want to spy. So I decided, let me look deeper inside there, and look, I can already see the white stuff there. So there are already maggots inside. Look at that moving. So I will close this thing, like I say, this afternoon, and let them do their thing. All right, folks, with everything that I'm reading, they say it's a good idea now to actually go ahead and cover them, okay, because the eggs have been laid, and if I don't cover it, we'll have all other creatures inside here. As you can see, there's probably some creatures there trying to enjoy. They look like some sort of bees or something, and so they would be disturbing the maggots. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it, but the purpose of covering is not to completely seal it, but rather to keep the bugs from going in. And unfortunately some bugs are already in, so there's actually a tiny crack over there, okay, but I'm not going to leave it big enough for creatures to come in, okay, or even the flies to go in. So that's how much opening there is, not big enough for flies to go in, and we'll leave that for, I guess, 2 days. So we'll leave that, I guess, until tomorrow to see what the maggots are. It's a see-through jar, so I should be able to easily see what's going on in here. All right. Well, all right. So this is day 2. In the morning, I had lots of flies and all that, and I now covered it. And so there is not a lot of smell. And actually, there's no smell. I can't smell anything. And there are no flies. Okay. But we're going to take a peek and see how the inside looks like. Ooh, that's rank. It stinks. Ooh. It stinks. So that's the inside there. Okay, I already see activity. See those guys there? Little white things moving around. So I already see activity, which tells me that there's more activity at the bottom. So I'm gonna leave this for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the day that will get everything out. Boy, it stinks. And there comes a fly. It didn't take a second to bring the flies around. Close this. So again, that was not closing it too tight. It's just closing it to let the flies go away. And what I've done here is I've got a plastic plate and then got everything inside there, so there is no room for flies to go in, but there's air exchange. So that's it. We're done this afternoon. Tomorrow I'll come back and look at it and probably take the fish and bury them. Whatever is left, I'll bury it here. I expect to have maggots inside there. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Life in Oman. So we are on day 3 of breeding our maggots. I don't know what to expect really, but I do expect to see some maggots. How big they are, I don't know. We'll see shortly. And I am going to get these gloves. I don't have any special thing for the nose. I know that it's going to be ranch. It's going to stink like crazy in there. All right. I've got a tray and all that if we get to a point of wanting to sift them through. But let's start with step one. So that's a step one. What I did, I had a plate, you know, the ones disposable, and I put it there, and then I covered it with this bucket so that I could let life happen in there. It stinks, but it's not really bad. And I see these guys coming out. Wow. All right, I'm gonna try and zoom in there so you guys can see as well. Now you don't see anything, so let's get the camera down there. See these guys here? They are big and they're coming out. Okay, so we've got quite a few. They're even down on the plate there. And yesterday they were just those tiny things. Let's go further down. You see in there those tiny things. They were much smaller than that yesterday, but now look at these big ones here. Wow, that's just amazing. Well, I'm excited about that. I am totally excited about that. All right, so let's start our journey. Let's see about getting them and cleaning them a little bit and see what we can do with them. All right, so I know that I'm going to get the fish. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's look underneath. Man, this is like crazy inside here. Let's see if we can get you to zoom inside as I look in there. Oh God. So let's look inside here. See in there? I just tried to get that piece of fish. See the maggots inside there? Wow. So I'm gonna get this piece of fish out. Still got a bunch inside there. I'm excited about the ones that are down there. And they haven't done, whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this one fish. They're just steaming out of it. Wow, man. They are having a blast. Look at them. Look at them. Wow. Okay. And there's tiny ones and there's big ones. They are there, and they've done a good job, you know. They've eaten the fish pretty well. Wow. Look at them. They're in there just having fun. All right, so I put that paper towel because I knew that I would be able to use it as a separator later on. See that? Wow. And then we get them down to the coconut coir. So that was the purpose I put the paper towel. Wow, look at these guys. Look at that guy. Wow, look at them. I could go fishing. I'm excited about that. I am excited about that. Okay, flies. The flies have heard the call and they're just coming out. And so there we go. Look at these guys inside there. See them? See them? See them underneath? Wow, look at that. They are plenty in there. I am just so excited. Now, I'm gonna take this stuff here and bury it in the ground. That will be for my fertilization. But I'm just excited about these guys in here. Woohoo! All right. So we call this project success the very first time. And that's it. That's just so exciting, boss. All right, guys, exciting. So our first part is done, and these guys just went undercover. As soon as I put them out, they went underneath. So that's pretty good. No problem with that. This is gonna go into my garden and anything here. And I got a cover that I'm gonna clean and put it right back there. But that's just so exciting. So exciting. All right, next, I'm probably just gonna leave them there. I'm just gonna add a little bit more coir to keep it sort of drier than what it is, and that's it. All right, let's take a look at our maggots. They're inside this yogurt jar. So basically what they say is to put them in the fridge. So they're in the coir, okay, and they're nicely hiding there because they're sort of like hibernating. It slows them down when they're in there, but they're sitting in there. And so if we were to dig, you see that inside there? See the white inside there? That's them, right? They're nice and active. Now if you take them out in the sun, you're not supposed to put them in the sun, they'll die after some time. But if you take them out, they'll become more active than that. Right now they're active because they're trying to bury themselves since I shook the jar. So that's it. The process is done. Now to go fishing.